Try to squeeze plot in here.
Hi, Coach. Probably the biggest off-season news I would say is Coleman Scott. How have things gone with him so far, and what's it like with him in the room now?
Oh, it's been really good. Anytime you have something new, I think it's a kind of a boost to everyone. I think that's just the way it is, and the way it should be, right? I mean, it should be when something's new. It should be energizing, and it should be a moment where you feel like you're moving forward. And so that's definitely what I feel like has happened since Coleman's been here. We need to see the results of that as we move forward. But it's been good. He's added a lot of things that it's good to see. And he's got a level of knowledge that's you can see as a coach that coached for 9 years as a head coach. I mean, I see it. There's definitely a difference there that has really made my job a little bit easier.
Of all the options,
easier. When I say easier, only from the standpoint that I can shift my energy into some areas where it really makes a difference for some individuals.
Of all the options you had to replace Espo, why Coleman?
One, he's a coach. He's coached for 9 years as a head coach. Two, it's a hard, I think, without being critical or anything, I think it was a hard place to coach. And he had a lot of success. I think the success is judged by your placement at nationals. The success is what you did with individuals, and just felt like the success he had was really impressive. So it was not a real difficult decision for me, and so I think he's got a great demeanor with a student athlete, and in the end, up to this point, it's been really good.
Could you give us a little bit of a preview of the lineup you'll see? Yeah,
I mean, we're a team of still a team that's developing. I think that whatever you see on Friday, this team's going to get better and better. I mean, I see it. I mean, we need competition. We need, we may need more than one match to really. Schedule was a little bit difficult this year. We, if you notice the schedule, we wrestled here on Friday, and then we got a gap, and that gap was because some people pulled out, changed some things, and unfortunately, I'd like to be going to the Vegas tournament with more than one match, and we may still. There's some options with some open tournaments, and any open tournaments that we'll enter as we won't be wrestling under Oklahoma State. They'll be going on their own. And so that could happen from now till Vegas, but we got a lot of, we got two guys at every weight that I feel pretty comfortable with, and I hadn't been there in some time. And so I don't want to, talk about the starter. I want to talk about that we need to continue to build our weight classes and continue to build both the starter and possibly the two guys that will be backing them up at that particular time. But 25, I think, there's definitely no question that Troy Spratley, we're going to see Troy Spratley wrestle. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of excitement in him. He's really, for me, it's been a really good experience for the last few months, seeing that kind of spirit in a young kid that's driven. He's wanting to be good. He's got a lot of things he needs to do to improve, but boy, he gives himself an opportunity of doing that with his attitude. Really good attitude, not afraid to work. I just need to keep him out of the woods a little bit. Does a little bit too much bow hunting. but he gets everything done. I'll tell you that. I just want to make sure he's sleeping, because it feels like he's. Well, he did get his. I think he got his deer here recently. A pretty nice deer, 8-point. But anyway, we're going to see him going. Of course, Dayton Fick's back. We're excited that he's back, and he's moving along well in his master's program. He'll graduate out of that this year, so opportunity for him to get both his bachelor's and his master's has been good for him as he's going into his last season. I just think Dayton is again leads a lot by example. I think he's had a little bit more weight on his shoulders than I'd like to see, in the last couple of years. And so hopefully we'll have some people that can pull some of that weight off and the level of energy to kind of get everyone fired up as we move through this season and the start of the season. I don't think Bucknell's any pushover. They're a tough team. Last year when we wrestled them, after Lehigh, it was a competitive match. And I don't expect anything differently. Most of those kids are from PA and got a lot of ability to score on top, pretty good on their feet. So looking forward to the match. But the 41, Tegan Jamison right now is probably the guy that will wrestle on Friday. There's not a lot there. To look at from his past. Just injured last year, didn't wrestle any. But what we see a lot of promise in somebody that's really serious about moving forward. So again, freshman at 25, another freshman at 33, or excuse me, 41. 49, we could go with either Teague Travis, we could go with Carter Young, or we could go with Jordan Williams. So I'm not going to really announce who's going to wrestle on Friday, because at this point in time I don't know. 2 days of practice and we'll make some decisions. Same way with 57. I think that Manabog and Harper both are at the weight class. I like what they're doing. I think they both recognize, okay, this is the weak weight on this team, and I need to do something about it. And I like their spirit about their training and their commitment to moving forward. Of course, at Isaac at 165. You guys, he's an All-American, he's a senior. He'll be representing us in the All-Star match. Do your homework. He's a good kid. He's going to wrestle a tough guy. He's got a pretty good record from Bucknell right now. Looks like he's competed well. I think these guys just need to settle in and compete well as a Cowboy. I think that could be the challenge for some of them. New faces at 25 and 41, and of course a new face at 65. And those guys just need to settle in and wrestle. You're going to eventually feel comfortable. You might as well do it at the beginning. And not worry about anything other than performing. 74. I think Braden Thompson is likely the person there, true freshman. Remember, the freshmen have an opportunity to wrestle 5 times before we consider that one of their seasons. So we got some good guys. AJ Heeg, another freshman that I'm sure we're going to see in the lineup some. And so just kind of want to fill this weight class out. Another young freshman, a true freshman. Plot moving up to 184. I think this can be a good move for Dustin. There's definitely a change in some of the adjustments you're going to have to make, and you're not going to find that out until you start wrestling at this weight class. You're not going to find it out in the room. When you wrestle your teammates a heavy, you don't recognize it. And so what you might recognize is he's a lot quicker, a lot faster at this weight, a lot stronger, a lot more pop to him. I'd like for him to diversify his offense a little bit more at this weight. Add a couple more shots, a couple go around, fake snap downs, duck under maybe. You know, we know he's got a single leg, and just continue to diversify a little bit of his offense. And just when you need it. I mean, hey, if you can go out and hit a single leg on everyone, then go do that. You know, it's when that single leg gets stopped. Let's find that confidence in that second, and possibly that third shot. You know, so it's not that you're shooting a single too much. It's making sure we continue to develop our offense, and both offensively and defensively. 97 Luke Serber. Kyle Haas is recovering from a small injury, nothing much, but Luke is, you know, it's like it's time to go. You know, he's kind of been stuck in that same area, you know, of where he's ranked right now. I mean, it seems like he's been there a little bit too long, you know, and so just need to improve on the improvements need to be done mentally and just kind of letting yourself go and finding a new level that you can get to. And so I'm excited about that opportunity. Heavyweight, we'll go with Connor. Got heavyweight, Doucette is his name, Connor Doucette, and I like the fact that I got two good heavyweights, and my freshman is looked good. Had a nice couple matches in Edmond, you know. And, I didn't recognize anyone that he wrestled, but I still like the number of points I saw on the board, you know. So that's effort, and it just seems like that's him too, you know. So he's scoring points, and I don't want to take anything from Doucette. Doucette needs to score. He needs to get out there and score points and put points on the board. You know, we need to be. If you look at our rankings and. You know, it's not where you want it, you know, but I think there's potential for this group to start really, you know, they're not going to rank freshmen that hadn't wrestled yet, right? They're going to put them down there pretty low, and so you got to start pounding it out here pretty quick, you know, and start moving in that direction and to position yourself a little bit, and that's definitely has to be one of our plans, is making sure we're ready for the competition that's going to make a difference for us as far as moving forward.
John, do you plan on using Sammy Alvarez at all?
He's second semester.
Second semester? Okay.
You know, just through this transfer, not anything that he's done, it's just through his transfer. He'll be eligible second semester. Now, you know, listen, you know, not saying that means he's starting or wrestling, you know, I'm just saying that he's eligible second semester.
Do you have a plan, just like you mentioned with some of the other freshmen, to get the big guy out there for some matches, or can Connor have that heavyweight to himself, or are you gonna?
That's a fair question.
He's number one recruit overall in the country, and at least by some people last year.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean,
so there's a curiosity.
He's a competitor. I like him. So is Connor. You know. Just know that they got five opportunities to wrestle. Will he wrestle? Yeah, he'll wrestle somewhere. Yeah, he's gonna start a match. You know, we want to give our ranking matches. That's why you have ranking matches. You know, it settles the team and puts people in position to start, and where you go from there is, you know. Kind of up to your attitude and your performance.
Coach Dustin had that U23 World Team this summer. Did you see him get anything extra out of that?
Who?
Plot on the U23.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know. You know, it was he made the team at 74, which, you know, he's moving away from that. So. I just think the opportunity of wrestling guys from across the country that they're the best in their country, like the Japan wrestler he wrestled. I mean, you got to gain something from it, you know. And Yeah, I think making the team, you had to do something to make the team. I'd like to see him follow it up a little bit more, but I think as we made that decision, and he making the decision to move to 84, didn't help him, you know. And so, but definitely, you know, there's no disadvantage in making a world team and going in wrestling. And he went 0-1 and didn't place. You know, what does that do for you? You know, do you come back and drop your chin, or do you get excited about getting better? And I think for him, that's what I told him. I said, hey, get in place, get motivated, you know. And I think that what I've seen since the World Championships has been fun to watch. Yeah. So did I help him? Yeah, I think it did. It was important for him to make that team. It's a good feeling to be on a world team. You know, it's a better feeling when we win a gold medal, but it's a good feeling to get there. You know, you got to get there first. Sometimes that's harder than winning a medal.
John, what do you think of the new three-point takedown rule?
You know, when I was on the rules committee, I think that's the first time it came forward, and what I was really for was the first takedown to be 3 points, and everything after that too. But listen, put points on the board. If you want the 3-point takedown, I had not saying anything negative about it. I'm saying, yeah, let's do it. Let's speed this thing up. Let's create an opportunity where we see some matches that are going to go, you know, as we've seen in some of these ranking matches, and we had some private ranking matches. We saw some, you know, big scores, you know, pretty wild. A lot of strategies that you have to see as we're going along. I don't know them all. I mean, there was 4 or 5 different things when I watched a couple dual meets in the nation. There's, you know, 4 or 5 situations that I didn't think about, you know. So it's you know, right in the middle of your 30-something years of coaching, and you kind of have to relearn some things of what you would do in this type of situation that's way different than with the 2-point takedown. And so it's kind of good, you know. It's kind of exciting. And listen, you got to be first and foremost. You got to be a guy that can take someone down. If you can't do that, you got problems. Yeah. So what do I think of it? Keep doing it. Okay, I didn't care that we threw in the extra near fall, because now 1001, 1002. Oh, did he get that 3 in? You were swiping, but it didn't get it in. Okay, it should have been 3 instead of the 2-point count. So the difference between 2 and 4 was easy, right? Now you add the 3. It makes it a little challenging when the officials call swiping, and what a coach might think, hey, you counted 3 times. It should have been 3 points. I think that's the only difference in that, but I'm okay with it. But there will be some issues, I think, with just having 2, 3, and 4 point near fall. So you understand what I mean? There's a 2 count, there's a 3 count, and there's a 4 count. When they went to 2 and 4, it made it real simple. But, you know, adding that 3, now, you know, did he swipe or didn't he swipe? You know, referees different. Do we stop the match and have to review it? Just another. I think it's another review that we're probably going to have to fix. But it's okay. The rules committee and the people that are on there, they did a really good job this year at making kind of changes that kind of just, whoa, you know. It's hard to get used to saying 3 takedown, you know. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's going to be neat. You're going to see tech falls a lot quicker. See a lot of things happen quick, and maybe that's what we need. Topside match, get them done. You know, exciting, boom, exciting. It's going to probably have more time to do some things in dual meets to keep the fans involved, you know, and because your matches are likely going to get shorter, you know.
Unless there's a lot of reviews.
Yeah.
him day to day? I don't know what you can
I
say.
can't say anything right now other than waiting on one. Staff did a really good job. If we follow through with the ones we think we're going to get, good year. You know.
What is that number that you looking at? Bring it in. 3, 4.
Well, I mean, in the end, you know, probably have 8 or 9 freshmen. You know, but
Right.
it's who is more important than how many.
Right.
You know, and so. Good job. Really good Oklahoma State connections and family, you know, all over the world. It's really important for this season, for this recruiting class. Yeah.
We noticed the recruiting is taking on a little bit of an international look from what we're hearing. Did something change? I mean, people have asked forever, why didn't we go after more Utahs and Hadas and the people over the years? But
well, I think, you know, there's a couple of things. One, it's not as easy. You know, and two, can't speak English. It makes it a real, it's a different challenge today, I think, than it was back then. In the 60s. Yeah, you know, so, you know, our last would be Z, foreigner, that wrestled for us in heavyweight, and it was a real challenge for him in that first year making grades, you know, but he actually spoke English pretty good, so you know, part of that is you know, making sure that they're prepared to handle their academics, and if they're not prepared to do that, then you don't take risk. I mean, it's not something you want to take a risk.
Talking about Isaac at 65, what have you liked from him so far?
He's just like a, you know, it kind of reminds me of Dad coached him in high school, and Dad was a long-time coach. And you really see that, you know, just the discipline, no bullshit. You know, he's got it together. There's no drama in anything he does. You know, it's just, you know, looks like he had a dad that, you know, no complaining, no. Be a leader, lead every, you know, he does it all, you know, and so does he need to get better? Is that one of the toughest weights? Yeah, it's a tough weight. I think that brings a lot to help it from the standpoint of leadership. It's performance every day.
Kind of brought in a few of those experienced transfers this year. Is that kind of different for you to be able to bring those guys in like him that can kind of fill in right away?
Well, I'm glad I finally woke up, you know. That helped, you know. Somebody woke me up. Maybe 18th woke me up. It's a different world. It's been good to see them, see those guys also embrace what their opportunity is. You know, instead of just me and what am I getting, and what's my NIL, you know, and all that, you know, I think they feel like, you know, wow, I get a chance too. I get an opportunity to wrestle for the historic program. That's exciting for me to see, rather than that all the other stuff that's kind of, you know, self-centered. Give me. You know, it's good to see these guys excited to be here. Like, this is a great opportunity for me. And that's the beauty of it. You know, it helps me deal with, you know, all these changes and with good kids that appreciate what having an opportunity is both ways. You know, I get to wrestle for Oklahoma State. That's what I see. I'm excited. Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you a passion.